Okay, 12 minutes are running. So topic of today is big data, not big data, about sense and nonsense of data art and algorithms. So I want to do a kind of experiment today. I want to combine the world of data with the world of Dada. I don't know how many people of you know about that. So let's see if that works. So the art movement, the very interesting art movement of Dada combining with the world of big data. Usually when I'm on stage, I'm talking about data science and big data because I work as a data scientist. Besides, I'm doing an art project with some guys. I also want to present you some projects that we're doing and why we are doing that today. So normally I'm presenting like that, but not today. He did it last time. I don't know how many of you have seen this talk. How business problems turn into artificial intelligence solutions was the topic last time here at 12minutes.me. This is Klaas. Klaas is from the company, the Unbelievable Machine Company, where I also work for. So he talked about data science, how that works, what it is, what a data scientist is doing, what big data really means, what artificial intelligence means, etc. So let me start first of all of who we are, because today it's not about the business side, it's more about the artistic side of what you can do with data. We are Manuel, Florian, me, and Maximilian. YQP, and I will come to the name later, what that means and why we have this strange name, YQP, exists of Manuel, Maximilian, and Florian. We are a creative tribe from Berlin and New York, and we interpret zeitgeist and create fresh new spaces for discussion. So that is a kind of spontaneous claim. What it means, I will come later. I only have 12 minutes, but let's see. So let me start with Dada. By the way, now we have 100 years of Dada, and this is of the actual art magazine, the title. And honestly, the motivation for combining big data and Dada was just because it sounds very similar. So I thought, okay, could be interesting to talk about that, but let's see. So a nice definition that I found, it was from Dreisat, currently running in the Mediathek, and it's a screenshot. Is it art, or is it philosophy? Is it politics, or fire insurance, or a state religion? Is Dada really energy, or is it nothing? Does it mean everything? So that comes close to the definition of Dada. So it's not really easy to define what Dada is, and it's really interesting. Dada is a really interesting movement. Starting with Marcel Duchamp from the early when they started with Dada, but we still have other artists. I think you know some of them. When you have a look, for example, to Jonathan Mese or Christian Jankowski, he has an interesting exhibition currently running here in Berlin, or the Zentrum für Politische Schönheit, and Christoph Schlingensief, who I really like, and he's now sadly dead, but all of them are mentioned when it comes to Dada and what Dada in our days really means. And I would say, I just want to say a few things about Dada. Dada was not just nonsense, what is often mentioned. Dada changed focus from object to idea. Dada played with fortune and chaos. Dada broke existing rules. Dada negated everything existing. Dada created new relations, and Dada opened up new possibilities through a new mindset and a different angle of view. And that was then the bridge for me to come to the other topic. So that was the Dada thing, but this is something really interesting because that is kind of the same when we talk about data computing and algorithms. It really brings totally new possibilities and changes our mind of how we think about things, think about products, because we have totally new opportunities with huge amounts of data, with different kinds of data, with computing power that we before today never had, and also with new kind of algorithms when we talk about artificial intelligence. So first element, data, or when it comes to data, where does the data come from today? And it's consumed and also created in various ways. For example, when we have wind turbines, where data is created that you can analyze, where you can train mathematical models to predict machine breakdowns. So in these wind turbines, for example, there are small sensors that collect data. Or when we talk about autonomous cars, there we have 1 GB per second of data that is analyzed in real time. Another maybe fancy example is a data Barbie. I don't know if you heard about that. It's a small product that you can place in your child room, and it listens to you. So the children are able to talk to the Barbie. The data is sent to a back end, analyzed, and then you get an answer. So we have to think if we want to have something like that, but it's possible. And another object, when it comes to data and what's interesting where data is consumed today is, I don't know if you know that, the Wunderbar-Riegel. It's a company here from Berlin, Relia, in terms of Internet of Things. It's a chocolate bar. You have chocolate pieces like a sound sensor. You can plug it somewhere and it creates or it analyzes the sound, and the data is sent to a backend, and then you can analyze it. Or temperature sensor, a light sensor, etc. So it's nowadays or today it's very easy to create data, which brings you a lot of new opportunities of analyzing it and using it. When it comes to algorithms, I don't know if you know that famous example of Watson, where Watson, it was the first artificial intelligence system that won the battle against the best players of Jeopardy. So we know it maybe from earlier times when the first chess computer won against the chess players, but now there was an artificial intelligence system that won against human beings and got answers and provided the right questions for that, so winning the Jeopardy game. And algorithms are even able today to paint. So it's a nice example of a website where you can do the Turing test. I don't know if you're familiar to that. I don't have too much time to talk about it in detail, but you can go to the website and check if this painting was painted by artificial intelligence or by a human, and then you can see if you are right or not. And the third element that I mentioned was the computing power, and also at the company that I work for Unbelievable Machine here in Berlin, it's a lot about computing. So we have new chances to analyze huge amounts of data, to train complex models, and even use, for example, graphical processing units, so GPUs, to really be able to do fast training of mathematical models. Okay, that was the first part of this talk, and you have to combine everything for your own. It's a bit mixed. Let me come to YQP in action. What we are doing, we are also using all these new possibilities and all this change, what we are in private life, in working life, in business life, that is going on because of data, because of algorithms, because of artificial intelligence is taking over work in many parts, and we use this situation and want to create projects that build a kind of space of discussion, so a different angle looking on these situations. And I will start with the first project that we were doing. It is a Datenmarkt. I don't know if you've heard about that. We did that in Hamburg. A bit louder, please. We did that in Hamburg. It was the first supermarket where you could buy products with your personal Facebook data. So it was a real supermarket. One second. It's in German,
Lieber
sorry.
Kunde, heute bei uns im Datenmarkt. Einmal Dosenfrüchte für nur 5 deiner ganz privaten Facebook-Fotos.
So we created this instant deal where you really knew what you pay for and what kind of data you have to pay and what you get for that. So for example, this fruit cocktails, also dumplings, the price was 5 private Facebook messages. This is Manuel. Also milk you could buy for Facebook likes. So the system was, there was a kind of checkout system here that we programmed, and you didn't pay with the EC card but with your login. So you could choose what you want to buy, and then the Facebook Connect started, like we know it from Spotify or other systems where we pay with our data every day. And this project, the aim was to make it touchable that, of course, we pay with data every day. And in the end, you got a receipt with the data that you paid with. So our system did a kind of liquidity check if you have enough data. If not, you were able to produce more at the store. And you even saw your Facebook photos on the receipt. Yeah, so quick summary, some pictures. That was a Datenmarkt, only Facebook data was allowed. Another project, as I don't have much time, was a Schwarzmarkt. And that is not about our personal Facebook data and did not ask the question what my data, what's the value of my data, but in this case the question was what's the value of labor. So we had asked 50 different people from different job backgrounds to paint a painting for 1 hour black. So the result had to be that in the end it is black. And they did not paint on canvas, but on glass. And all these paintings we sell for the price that what people earn in their jobs normally. So we have a painting called Pope, or not Pope, a Bishop. Pope would be also cool, but Bishop, and also a social worker or advertising agency owner. 50 different jobs, and all of them had different prices, and we just asked the question, what is my labor? What's the value of my labor? And there's still some paintings available. We had an exhibition in Hamburg in a bunker where we showed the process where people painted, because we have a video of the process through the glass in this 1 hour, what they did. In the end, it is black. So it seems to be that we have 50 similar paintings. They are a bit different, but especially the process is totally unique. And in the end, it looked like that. So people could paint here, and these were the paintings. We have a website where we have a few paintings still available at schwarzmarkt.me. And we have a new project called The Bubble. I cannot talk about the concept, but we are currently searching for a museum. Okay, it says I still have 15 seconds here at my
Your
computer.
clock's wrong.
Okay.
Please
Super.
clap. Thank you very much. That was an